Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're counting down our picks for the 10 hardest levels, stages, and/or zones from a wide variety of Sega Genesis games. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. The Mines, Taz-Mania. Taz-Mania is probably not one of the first games you think of when you think of uber tough games on the Genesis. However, don't let the cartoony veneer fool you here. This game can be downright brutal at times, especially in the mines level. Broken up into two separate stages/areas, the first section sees Taz ride a fast-as-all-heck minecart, where pixel-perfect precision is critical. The next area is a pure labyrinth of confusion, finding the right elevator to ride, avoiding the spear-wielding mice, and the ever-present danger of falling to your doom are all real threats here. Plus, I mean, come on, who would have ever thought you needed to jump up and down on an elevator car to get to greater heights? Confusing indeed. Snow in July? The Adventures of Batman and Robin. What starts out as a fairly bog-standard, albeit challenging beat-em-up brawler game turns into a full-on bullet hell shmup experience in the game's fourth level, Snow in July. The pummeling barrage of goons that comes your way is quite overwhelming, even if Batman does have plenty of tools in his belt. There's just never really a break from the action until the final boss battle against Mr. Freeze wraps up. Taking on the various robots, crazed scientists, and astronaut-looking dudes in the jetpack area is a sheer battle of attrition, with Mr. Freeze just being the cherry on top of this chilly ice cream cake of a level. Welcome to the Machine / The Last Fight, Ecco the Dolphin. Now, I'm pretty sure when we all booted up Ecco the Dolphin back in the early 90s, we assumed we were just hopping into a cozy and serene sort of aquatic adventure, right? Truly, what fools we were. Now, in the spirit of generosity, we are doing a nice little 2-for-1 deal here in this entry, showcasing both the final level, Welcome to the Machine, as well as the final boss battle, The Last Fight. Simply put, this game turns into full-on aquatic sci-fi survival horror in these final two areas. Ecco must contend with nefarious alien beings while navigating through an equally harrowing and ominous alien facility. One that houses a final boss so creepy and out of place that it's an intense shock to the system, both for us the player and for Ecco. Apart from the frightful tone shift in these final areas, they are also just downright punishing. The combination of the labyrinthine layout of the alien facility, the haunting, dissonant, and discordant music, the relentless baddies, and the final confrontation all measure up to one heck of a game conclusion for those who are up to the challenge. Down the tubes, Earthworm Jim. Doggy, down the slippery, slimy rabbit hole we go. The Down the Tubes level from Earthworm Jim sees our titular pal attempt to navigate through a maze-like underwater facility, replete with airlocks, mischievous goons, myriad tunnels, and, of course, cause why not, giant, very helpful hamsters to hop atop. The on-foot sections might not be too bad for most players out there, however the challenge level is really ratcheted up once Earthworm Jim must pop into this bubbly bathysphere aquatic submarine-like vessel sort of thing, I don't really know what it's called. Not only do you now have to contend with easily getting lost as you move from section to section, but every bump against the rocks cracks your vessel. Oh, and just for funsies, there's a timer counting down to imminent doom. Groovy! Simba's Destiny, The Lion King. Now, we did tease with putting the Stampede level on this list instead of Simba's Destiny. However, for our money, Simba's Destiny is much harder overall to complete. This mostly really comes down to the repeating theme of this list thus far, labyrinthine level layouts. This, combined with perfect precision needed for the various platforming shenanigans, means, unless you happen to memorize the level, you are in for a tough time indeed. Simba is tasked with battling monkeys, throwing stuff at you, we'll let you decide what that stuff may be, resupplying jaguars that need to be defeated in order for new paths to be opened up, and even massive rolling boulders that both hinder and help Simba. Dice Palace Gunstar Heroes. Within Black's base lies the notorious and infamous Dice Palace, a location brimming with random chance. This part of the game sees our hero thrust into an interdimensional game board, where the roll of the dice determines everything. Will you battle against a mini-boss? Will you decipher a small puzzle room? Or will you get the chance at obtaining a much-needed item? Well, the roll of the dice is the name of the game here, with random chance as the dealer. Not knowing what you'll have to do next makes Dice Palace so darn tough to contend with. Once you power through the game board section, you ultimately face the mastermind himself, Black the Casino Boss, in a punishing showdown that will truly test your bullet hell platforming skills. You just gotta love developer Treasure for crafting this ingenious game that is equal parts mesmerizing, thrilling, and, well, just super duper hard. Scrap Brain Zone, Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, we easily could have filled this entire list with just levels from Sonic's games on the Genesis. I mean, I'm personally still scarred by Chemical Plant Zone from Sonic 2, just saying. However, for our money, Scrap Brain Zone from Sonic 1 truly stands out for its relentless nature and test of skill. Bear with me here as I just list off some of the myriad hazards and obstacles this zone throws your way. Are you ready? Trapdoor platforms, disappearing platforms, falling platforms, chained spike balls, grinding gears, pneumatic tubes, toxic purple water, and so much more. It's almost like Dr. Robotnik/Eggman doesn't want Sonic to reach him, obviously. Fortunately though, the music in Scrap Brain Zone has such a wonderful vibe that pumps you up, especially during that climactic boss battle at the end. The Castle Proserpina, Castlevania Bloodlines. The best word to sum up this sixth and final level of Castlevania Bloodlines would be discombobulating. While both John Morris and Eric Lecard certainly have the tools to deal with the various creatures of the night they encounter in this haunting castle, there's just no denying the sheer challenge level on display in the Castle Proserpina. From having to battle your way through the forces of darkness in a constantly warping and disorienting castle, to fighting death and his deluge of cards that act as a sort of boss rush gauntlet, to the harrowing penultimate fight against Elizabeth Bartley, heck, to the final showdown with darkness itself, Dracula, the Castle Proserpina never once lets up on the challenge. Red Falcon Redux in the Alien Facility, Contra Hardcore. So to even experience this extra alternative sort of secret stage, you must make a few specific critical choices in your run through of Contra Hardcore, including pursuing Colonel Bahamut and Deadeye Joe, and fighting to the end instead of surrendering at the end of the game. If done correctly, you will be led to the Red Falcon Redux stage set within the Alien Facility. This Redux stage is not only intensely disturbing, but is also incredibly punishing, combining the traditional run-and-gun Contra gameplay with a frenetic and harrowing boss rush gauntlet. Every single skill you have learned up to this point in the game will be heavily tested here, and then some. After all, the Red Falcon Alien Empire is powerful, motivated, and all-consuming. Best of luck! Turbo Tunnel Battletoads. I mean, you knew it had to be this one, right? There's a very good reason why Turbo Tunnel from 1991's Battletoads is so darn notorious. It's pretty telling how hard this game is when Turbo Tunnel is only stage 3. Sure, the level starts out sort of simple enough with some basic beat 'em up action, but things very quickly dial up once you hop onto your speeder bike. It's here where pixel-perfect precision is absolutely critical in order to proceed. Well, that and the level layout memorization, of course. You see, every single ramp, blockade, and obstacle that pops up only allows for very split-second decision-making. One wrong move here and it's time to start again. It's really no surprise then that many people, myself included of course, never even got to see the rest of this tubular and radical game. So, do you agree with our picks for this list? What are some of the hardest levels you have encountered from various Sega Genesis games? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching this video from MojoPlays. Be sure to subscribe for more gaming videos every single day.